Yo, what's up, guys? This is T Brown with Trackheads. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Trackheads. So, we are currently looking at the Diamond League Finals in Brussels. It should be coming up in these next couple of days. And the race that everyone's looking forward to is this men's 200-meter dash with Letsile Tebogo, our Olympic champion. Obviously, we have Noah Lyles missing. We have a couple athletes missing that a lot of people expected. Darnell Hughes, he shut off his season as well. So, I mean, this is still a quality field. We have Letsile Tebogo, Bednarek, Arian Knighton, Courtney Lindsay, Fred Curley, Alexander Ogando, Kyrie King, and Joseph Fambule. So, I mean, we just have a tremendous, I think everybody in here has broken 20 seconds. Kyrie King is probably the latest person to break 20 seconds. He broke it this year. So, I mean, this is a pretty quality field. I think it goes without saying, unless Letsile Tebogo is injured or something, that I think that he can pull away with this with the win. The question is that who's going to be that person to push him? In the last race, Bednarek really came out. He PR'd. He went 19.5, which is really impressive for him because he's been really consistent in that like 19.6, 19.5, 19.7. Every single race, he's been pretty much giving us that. And he's been leading pretty much through the 180, 190, and then really forcing people to run to go catch him. Arian Knighton is someone who's been really, really consistent as well. He's usually consistent at 19.7. He's been around that 19.8 area. His race pattern just pretty much seems to be push out, try to be as aggressive as you can at the turn, and then try and hold it. He's pretty strong as well. I think he's lacking the speed that he needs to really get down there to like those 19.6s and 5s. We have Courtney Lindsay, who actually gave Letsile Tebogo some pressure in the first 200 that they ran this year. We haven't seen that kind of form from him since then, but we're really looking forward to see. I think they ran like 19.71 into a very heavy wind, if I'm not mistaken. He ended up, I think, beating Letsile Tebogo by like 0.0 something. So really, if you think about it, he's the last person to beat Letsile Tebogo in the 200. So I'm really looking forward to see if he's going to be able to recapture his form that he had when he was running that 19.7, because we really haven't seen it since. It was really early in the season, and we haven't seen it since. You know, we have Fred Curley, who's been running his third 200. I mean, he ran 19.8 for a season's best. I'm really looking forward to see if he can get to the 19.7s, because his PR is 19.7. So it'll be great to see if he can actually PR. But in order for him to PR, one or two things are going to have to happen. He's going to have to be in the outside lane, number one, because his turn running isn't necessarily the best. And he's going to have to do a better job transitioning. I know it's kind of difficult, him being on the curve, running the bend, but he's going to have to put himself in a much better position and not so much rely on his strength. Because from what I see, he's running this 400 kind of like a very quote-unquote pedestrian first 100 and then, or first 80, and then trying to slingshot himself off to run a really hard last 120. So, I mean, it's been working for him in terms of being consistent at 19.8, 19.9. But if he wants to get down to 19.6, 19.7, he's going to have to really like be more aggressive in that first 200. Mind you, he has the strength to do it. Comes from a 400-meter background. We have Alexander Ogando, who runs for the Dominican Republic. He's someone that has a 400-meter base as well. I look for him to be a sleeper, and a sneaker, because if anyone is fading in those last final 20, 30 meters of the 200-meter run, he's going to go ahead and snatch someone. So Kyrie King is someone who's been improving a lot. I don't expect him to be a factor here per se. It would be great to see him consistently run under 20, but it's the end of the season. It wouldn't surprise me like 20.2, 20.3. He just has to make sure that he stays smooth and relaxed throughout the final stages of the run. And Joseph Fambule, he's been the biggest question mark this season. You know, he does a great job of making finals, Diamond League finals, even Olympic Games and World Championship finals. But we haven't really seen that form out of him that we've seen at University of Florida back in college. That 19.9 Fambule, that 19.8 Fambule. Like I said, he's somewhat similar to Fred Curley in that he has a trouble kind of navigating the curve sometimes. And even just his whole style of running, he's like a freight train. He might not be up there in the first 50 or 100, but he'll hawk you down in the last portions of the race. But now that you're in a professional setting where everyone can do that, it's not necessarily going to be your saving grace every single time. So like I said, we're going to have Letsile Tebogo winning it. I definitely see Bednarek getting second. I think the real battle is going to be for third place. We have Fred Curley, Alexander Ogando, Courtney Lindsay. It depends on what Courtney Lindsay pops up, but he could definitely sneak in for third. I think we have a three-way third place battle between Arian Knighton, Fred Curley, and Courtney Lindsay. Last race where they all competed, Fred Curley and Arian Knighton were like this. right? Fred Curley was sneaking up on him, but I think he's going to try and come and take his soul. I think Letsile Tebogo, again, assuming he's not injured, could definitely pop another like 19.4, I believe. Kenny Bednarek would be great to see, but I think he's going to pop maybe at 19.6. If he's in some really good shape, maybe at 19.4. We don't know if he's peaking for this race. It seems like the last Diamond League he was in, he ended up running his PR, and we have to assume that maybe that's his ceiling right now. But if not, and he pops a 19.4, whew, that's gonna be a good run. So I'm really looking forward to see how this is gonna go. I believe I see Arian Knight and Fred Curley, Courtney Lindsay. They could all run 19.8 to 19.9. It just depends on how people take it out. Even like Alexander Agando, I see all that. So yeah, those are my predictions for this 200-meter men's Diamond League final. It should be a good one. And it should be a good momentum heading into next year. You know, just to see, you know, who can continue this momentum going into next year. So yeah, guys, those are my predictions. I want to thank you guys for watching. This is D Brown with Track Heads. Peace.